Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese and welcome back to our Final Fantasy XVI Let's Play adventure where we just finished losing Jill. That's right, we've misplaced her. She's aboard a ship with the king allegedly, probably heading across the Great Sea to Waloed, which is a funny named location. I think we're going to end up, well actually, you know what, we'll probably end up down here if I had to guess, and then we'll have to do a journey all the way up here. And then we'll rescue Jill, but we won't because she'll die, but we'll inherit her powers, and then we'll also destroy this crystal. That's just my assumption. I don't know for sure that's what's going to happen, but before we can do that, we do have to return to the hideaway. Literally, we can't do anything until we go back to the hideaway. The entirety of the map is off limits to us until we finish whatever we need to do here, which I believe was speak to Otto. A song of hope. A song of ice and fire, even. A hopeful song of hope.
Gav said that Otto might know something.
I sort of expected to pop in here and we'd have like a dozen side quests waiting for us, and there may well be. Ooh, new crafting recipes available at the blacksmith.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are
Clive? But if you're here, where the hell is everyone else? Don't tell me. They're all right, but it's a long story.
Let me explain it by very gently nudging one hand and fading to black.
You lot don't do things by halves, do you? Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be... sitting under a pile of rubble, I know. But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been Mid. Then I'll check the workshop.
Surely Mid would have known those were down there, though. And of course we're going to prioritize this. It's the main story, and there's nothing else to do in the immediate vicinity, as far as I can tell, although it might be worth... Now, if there's anything to do here, Gout would have it queued up for us, although it's possible that if we go up to our room, and we might do that here in a bit, there might be something in the missives board for us to go do. But I'm going to assume for the time being that all of the side quests were wrapped up in the last couple episodes, where we really put a focus on clearing those away, because we'd let them build up a bit too much.
And the Lazarus are gone.
But we've got that taken care of.
Do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
I don't. No, I'm of the opinion that Mid's ship will never leave port, because if she had the information she needed here, she would have already gone through it. We just find a book here, like How to Deal with Unruly Engines, Volume 1 by Sid. It would be convenient.
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. But you'll already have read it.
Maybe she forgot.
Looking.
Does she, like, retain every bit of information she reads? I don't. I've re-listened to the Harry Potter audiobooks. The Harry Potter audiobooks a number of times, and every time I catch something I don't remember.
What do we have here? Oh. Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these.
Unless we can really investigate the shape and the design and determine a way to implement the technique into,
We've had no word from Canva for days.
Yeah, I know.
Please tell me Mid is all right.
Mid's fine. Jill's dead, though, allegedly. Oh, here we go. See, you know that this is what we needed because it wasn't available earlier, and now it is and is sparkling. So clearly this little Russian nesting doll here is the secret.
I wonder if it was Mid's. Huh. What's this tucked inside it?
Instructions on how to tame an unruly engine. Midadole, I think that's how you say her name. I know you like your riddles, so I reckon you'll appreciate this one. How did Clive sound? It's me, or Sid, I'm sorry. Of all my inventions, this one's the best. And so when choosing its place of rest, I recall your opus, daughter dearest, and now it sleeps there in the first. That doesn't rhyme. I'm going to have to work on the last rhyme. Oh, there we go. Good luck.
Sid's best invention. Huh. That sounds promising.
Wouldn't that just be his daughter, though? Oh.
So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. But what would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Otto might know. No way of knowing until we go and check. First things first, let's head back to our room, though, and check the missives board just to see if there's anything of interest in there. I like to keep read up on the missives. It's good to know how the people of the realm feel about my actions. It inflates my ego. It inflates my ego to a nice, healthy degree. This also means we can run by the blacksmith and see what new awaits us, and also top off on our potions. Because we're behind on that, aren't we? Hello.
Yep.
Okay.
What
Not
you
feeling particularly talkative today, are you? Oh, that's a pretty substantial upgrade, Rune Blade +1. I'll take that. Man, Excalibur ended up being quite the letdown. I'm sorry. Do we actually have something here that can rival the Drake Slayer's belt? Wow! I mean, only a little bit, but also it does look like we finally got something that utilizes Bloody Hide, Magic Ash, and Still Silk. And yeah, I guess this is all you use materials for in crafting, and the reason you get so many of them is because it's just expensive. 252 Bloody Hides to build this thing. It's not that big of an upgrade either, but you know what? Once we further upgrade it, because we will be able to upgrade it, look at this. The Drake Slayer's bracelets. How long have we had those? And we're finally replacing them with a Rune Crescents +1. I kind of wish that there was more to these items than just buffs, like if they gave you different abilities. If it was actually difficult to determine what you wanted, you know, because like there's trade-offs, but that just doesn't exist in this game. It's just like, this one's better, you should use it. So this is going to be an even further increase to the Rune Blade, +10 on both fronts.
Yeah, that should do you.
This will be a further increase on the Rune, the belt, +3 on both fronts.
You can thank me later.
And then a further on the Rune Crescents, +3 on both fronts. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're getting a pretty substantial upgrade. I'm glad we popped in and did a little visit here. It was definitely worth our time. Very glad of that. We also now have the ability to, well, first off, let's pop in here. And we do have some fresh new missives, but none of them are quest-related. So we've got, on our own terms, I regret that both you and the lump had to get all tangled up in the wicked weave of my sordid past. But thanks for your meddling, I was finally able to put to rest matters that were left too long to fester. And with that finally done, might I can sit back and enjoy this new world of yours you're so keen on creating. One don't need a pair of eyes to see the good you've done. That's from Karen, and then starting over. Clive, I cannot begin to thank you for all you've done for Lostwing. So in lieu of any awkward reminiscence, I shall be sending several barrels of next season's vintage. I can only hope they finally turn you off that foamy swill you and yours covet. I wouldn't count on it, buddy. I definitely wouldn't count on it, because I think the foamy swill's probably a lot cheaper to drink in excess, which is, I'm pretty sure, what we're going for here. Hey, Karen, how are you doing? I don't really want to talk to her about the skies, which is, I know what it wants me to do.
Go on, then.
And I refuse. What I do want to do, because I used a lot of these
You'll not
potions.
find a better price than that.
I don't believe you, Karen. I believe I probably could if I tried. I think you're probably adding a little bit of extra on top, just so you're sure you get your money's worth out of me, because you know I'm going to pay for the convenience. It's like when you go to a convenience store and you pay for a drink and you realize, man, if I'd gone to the grocery store, I could have gotten a pack of those drinks for not much more. But they get you because it's convenient. It's literally in the name. Now let's go ahead and see what kind of free stuff we've got waiting for us before we continue the quest. Hi, how are you doing?
Here's everything we've received and everything promised.
So nothing new, just a couple of new things here. 40 sharp fangs, and nothing really useful here. Hugo's men are gone, and with them the fear in our hearts. Once more shall the markets echo with mirth and merriment, and it is you we have to thank. Of course, of course. I'll take all of your assorted items here. No risk, no reward orchestration. That's fun. And since I can remember, I have served none but myself. Turned my back on the world for a handful of silks and a heavy purse. But where has that left me? It is hard to keep joy in one's heart when all those around you are without. Something must change, and that change must start with me. A lonely porter. Thank you, I appreciate that. No risk, no reward orchestration, as well as some amber. And then we've got a couple more of these
Best
here.
of luck out there, Sid.
Thank you so much. I'm back, Otto. I've got some information for you.
Well, did you find anything?
Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was?
Opus? That girl's as tone deaf as a banshee.
Wow.
Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than, what, 11, 12 when she cobbled that thing together? It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp.
Interesting. We're getting some decent lore here.
I think Sid may have hidden something inside it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
My daughter, it's Sid. I wanted to let you know that I knew someday you'd build an unwieldy mithril engine. And I wanted to let you know I designed a mount for it to keep it from ripping the ship apart. And I hid it inside of your music box. Get out of the way, scamps. It's these two brats.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
They were scratching the discs.
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
Nope. Nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this.
Don't do it again!
See?
Kids.
All too well. All right, out of the way. There's something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yeah, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Huh. Never heard this one before.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's...
That was just
important
stuck on a gear.
Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams come true.
I'm just saying it seems a little convenient. And you wrote the story, so it's not like you were pigeonholed into this. You could have just wrote it slightly differently.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Lose a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left.
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes, left. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No.
Depends, what was the message?
We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as he sees fit.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed. Much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's princes and their aversion to rest?
Ask me when I get back. Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
What about Dijon mustard, though?
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to get back.
We do, and we need to hurry. And the last thing that we should do is hang around here and accept a couple of side quests, baby! Come on, we got to get these things cleared out. The last thing we want to do is leave here with anything left undone. So we're not going to start there. That was a plus. And I've still not figured out why some are pluses and some are exclamation marks. I don't know the difference. I'm quite unsure. But we'll have a chat with this fella. Maybe this is about Dejan.
So much. Glory to Griga. There you are. And not a moment too soon.
What's happened?
Taya's busy working herself into an early grave. Since the arrival of her latest patient, she's refused to stop, even for a moment. I've tried offering to see to him in her stead, but she won't hear of it. Clive, she hasn't left the infirmary in days.
Maybe she knows this one?
She's pushing herself too hard. And if she doesn't rest soon, will you talk to her? Order her to her chambers if that's what it takes. Because if she keeps this up, I fear the hideaway will be without its best physica before too long.
I know better than to order Taya to do anything. But I'll speak to her.
Oh, thank you. I pray you have better luck than I did.
We'll go ahead and do that, sure. I'm assuming what she's going to need is for me to go get some special ingredients for some medication to heal this one. Just an assumption.
Well, Taya, Rodriguez worried about you. And if what he says is true, then so am I. We all admire your dedication, but you do need to rest.
I will, when it's time. Until then, I'm staying put. We owe him that much.
Who is he?
Someone from my past. Someone who doesn't deserve to die alone. It won't be much longer. The crystal's curse has almost finished its work. If I had the tears, I could ease his passing. But without them, we've nothing that will touch the agony of those last few hours.
How would tears help this man?
Not my tears. Tears of mercy. Alicia, it's the only thing strong enough.
You wouldn't, Taya. Surely. There must be something we can do for him.
Sometimes an easy death is the greatest kindness we can offer. You do well to remember that, Rodrigue.
I will. We have all the ingredients we need for Alicia Balwam. It needs to be fresh, though, so we rarely have much to hand. I can make the draft if you can bring me what we're missing.
Just tell me what you need.
There is a species of venom-weeping spider that lives in the forests of Norvent, near Lorbert's Pass. Bring me one of their eyes. Preserve it as best you can, but avoid contact with the tears. I'll make sure the other ingredients are ready before you return.
Thank you, Clive. I won't forget this.
Okay, so this is a putting him out of his misery sort of mission. We gotta slay a mightling for its eye. What a statement. That's a sentence no one's ever said before.
All right,
unless
Clive.
you've played this game.
Blackthorn told me you helped him out again. Tough for that. Speaking of which, I'm actually a bit,
Worried about him?
And you want my advice?
afraid so. It's a bit of a funny one, this, but I saved this posh knob while I was out on a mission, and he gave me this flashy ring to say thank you. So, obviously, I show it to Blackthorn, thinking he'll be impressed, only for him to go white as a sheet and quiet as a curl instead. Try as I might, I can't for the life of me work out what could have got him upset like that. And seeing as how Blackthorn opens up when you're around, I thought maybe...
I'd speak to him again. Well, I suppose there's no point leaving him to stew.
Cheers, Clive.
I'll be sure to pay him a visit as soon as I have a moment.
All right, I'll meet you by the forge then. You come along when you're ready.
Blackthorn seems like the most sensitive man on the planet. He's bothered by the littlest things, but it's good to help him because in helping him, we actually tend to unlock some pretty decent gear. Now, we did just upgrade our gear, and it kind of feels like it would be ridiculous if we're going to upgrade it again, swap it out again, but if it's substantially better than what we currently got, and is going to be better for a while, it's probably a good call. Probably definitely a good call. And it's possible that we won't even have what we need for this anyway, so it's fine. We're back.
Bloody hell, Clive. Not this again.
You guys stop being so whiny, buddy.
You got better things to do with your time.
Clearly not, because here we are.
August tells me he showed you a ring, and that the sight of it clearly upset you. Would you mind telling us why?
Come on, mate. Bottling it up ain't gonna help no one. If it weren't the ring, and it was something I said, then I'm sorry.
It was the ring, right? It brought back some unhappy memories, that's all. Memories better left forgotten.
Memories of what?
There are things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn. But sometimes it helps to talk about them.
And sometimes it doesn't. Is that so hard to understand?
Don't be like that.
Fine. If it'll get you off my back. That ring you flashed was the work of Zoltan. We apprenticed together, back in the day.
You've never mentioned him before.
Why would I? Ain't seen him in decades, and the last time I did, we almost came to blows. The ring brought it all back. I could tell it was one of his the moment I saw it. Bastard's improved, though. More than I thought possible. That thing's a work of art.
So it was a nice ring. Worth a few gil, maybe. What's it matter to you?
It matters because engraving metal's a nightmare, and I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is, I couldn't make anything even half that detailed.
Buddy.
So what? You're an armorer, not a jeweler.
I'm the Hideaway's master craftsman. I'm not stealing a living at some backwater village forge. My armor keeps you lot safe, and my swords keep you dangerous. As far as I'm concerned, every swing of my hammer's another blow struck in the name of our cause. So I put my heart and soul into my work. Because the curse breakers deserve better than second best. And I refuse to be shown up by the likes of Zoltan.
Very well. Why don't we go and pay him a visit? Learn his secret.
I doubt he'd be too happy to see me.
Then just this once. Make peace with being second best.
No.
Swallow your pride and focus all your energies on the task at hand. Keeping the curse breakers armed and armored. Provided you can do that, you'll hear no complaints from me. But if you can't, and it's going to distract you, we need to do something about it.
What'd you say, Blackthorn? You know he's right. And it's not like you'll be going alone.
All right.
Magic. So, where do you reckon old what's-his-name is then? Zoltan, was it?
In Dravozd, my old village. He won't have left. He's the chief.
Dravozd, eh? That rings a bell. Not far from Tabor, right? Just north of the fields of Carava. Got that, Clive? Meet us at Dravozd as soon as you can, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll make sure Blackthorn don't get cold feet.
Good luck with that. I'll see you there.
Now, we're walking in this direction, but where we actually want to go is back here, where I just realized there's actually a third quest. Now, I know what you're thinking. Reese, with every step you take, with every smile you fake, you're forcing us deeper and deeper into a rabbit hole of side quests when all I want to do is return to the Ironworks and figure out what this thing Clive left us is. And I understand. I want to do that too. And we're gonna get around to it, just not right now. Let's see what's going on here with Nigel!
Sid, do you recall the flowers I had you bring back to the yard?
Vaguely. Is something wrong?
I'm afraid so. I was able to get most of the Morganbeards to take root, but they rarely flower. I fear the soil here does not agree with them. However, I believe I have a solution.
Oh yeah?
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know.
So you're not personally
Hear me
entering
out.
into a relationship. For a
Morbles
second, I
are
thought that's where
possessed
we
of
were
a highly
going.
choleric temperament. The fire which drives them appears to be maintained by an abundance of nutrient-rich ether drawn from their environs. I believe that by grafting a Morble vine to a Morganbeard, the appendage's wealth of vigor-inducing nutrients might well stimulate the flower to bloom. The endeavor, I assure you, is scientifically sound. I simply need a vine to prove the theory.
Okay.
And all you need is a single vine from an ordinary marble.
That is correct. A single vine. As for the marble, I fear ordinary may not suffice. But, as luck would have it, a most extraordinary specimen is rumored to haunt the swamps of Rosaria.
Yeah.
Why, a notice concerning this very creature was only recently posted on the hunt board.
Okay.
How timely.
Well, I shan't keep you any longer. I know you have much to do, as do I. Now, where did I put my watering can?
Unbelievable. Every quest with this guy, it's the same thing again and again. Go out, kill a monster, get me a plant. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and knock 3 of these out in the order that makes the most sense when we get to the map. So, that's what the game wants me to do. That's the main quest. That's the story. You might think we would do that, but we won't. I guess it wants me to actually go check the board, doesn't it? So I can determine where the extraordinary marble is. I guess that's probably a good call as opposed to me just running around the Rosarian swamps trying to find it indefinitely. Hey, little nectar fellow. Moogle? Is he a Moogle? Hey, Koopo, what's up? That's the one word that I can remember when I walk up to him is Koopo for some reason. Tell me about the marble sighting. I hear your brother isn't a fan of carrots, Koopo. If every carrot of Rosaria is anything like the one that just got posted on the board, I can see why, Koopo. Where is it? Which one of it is it? Is it this one? Carrot. The Whispering Waters in Rosaria. Carrot, they call it. Carrot. Alright, well, I've got to figure out where the Whispering Waters are, and they said it was near the swamps. And when I think of Rosarian swamps, I definitely think of Martha's Rest. I don't know where else there would be. 3 Reeds? Nah, I mean, it's adjacent to Martha's Rest. We'll go to Martha's Rest first. We'll kind of start there, and then we can branch out. What was it called? Oh, I've already forgotten. The Weeping Waters? The Whimpering Wets? What, gosh dang it, I've already forgot what I was looking for. Okay. That right there, the Whispering Waters. Right. See if we can get over there from here much more quickly. So we should find this beast waiting for us right here in the swamp, finally giving this horrific swamp a purpose and a reason to exist.
You deserve a rest.
Yeah, apparently. That's how you know you're about to fight a monster. Oh, yeah! What are these guys? That's a hefty bounty. That's like half of a music scroll, apparently. I just realized its tongue has a mouth. Do they all have that and I've just not noticed?
It couldn't have been just any mobile, could it?
No, it couldn't, and you knew that going in. It's Giga Flare time, baby! That does absolutely not a gosh darn thing to it. It's not even slightly bothered by that. It almost didn't even register that it was happening. That's okay. How about the flames? It's also not super worried by the flames, I'm noticing. Yeah, it's not bothered at all. Okay, it's just stomping off now. Okay, well, how does it feel about this? That seems to bother it a lot more. What about a nice stone punch? Yeah? What about a nice bigger stone punch? And then we just keep slapping it until we can do one of these. And then Shrek me, I don't know. We could do this again, I guess. This didn't seem to actually do a whole lot when it comes to filling up that stagger gauge, though, so it almost feels like a waste of time. Doesn't do that much damage either. You know what? All of these abilities are much better suited to dealing with, like, multiple enemies as opposed to one big one, is what we're learning, and I need to just, like, keep that to, like, commit that to heart. What if I did this? Right? I understand that makes it hard to see where it is and what it's doing, but that can sometimes be very effective against boss enemies. Oh, see, that one just burrowed. It's actually doing a pretty bang-up job so far. What the heck? It didn't let me do the thing. When you get it out halfway, you can only do the thing and pull him to the ground. The game just simply wouldn't allow it for whatever reason. Take a potion. Take a potion. Let's not die out here needlessly. At least at this point, everything we've died fighting, I'm pretty sure has been, like, directly related to the plot. Also, we just, like, oh, okay, we gotta stop doing that. Take a high potion. Stop being ridiculous. This is dumb. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's no reason to do that. That's the worst thing we could do. I'm not really sure if Magic Burst is better than just doing a multi-hit combo, you know? It's behaving quite erratically. Oh, come on. Stagger. Be staggered. should be staggered right now. The game won't allow it to be staggered right now because it's doing a special attack, but it should be staggered right now, and I don't understand why it's not. Oh! Talk about a panic heal. It's healing right now. Why is it healing right now? Why is it healing right now? It's throwing a hissy fit, and the game is preventing it from being staggered when it should be. That is upsetting.
Better already.
We've burned through so many potions with this thing when it should be staggered. Is it just not gonna let me stagger it again?
Too slow.
Is that what this is? Unbelievable. We got it in the end. You know. It was quite the endeavor. And we barely made enough money to buy back all of our potions. But we did it in the end. How much are potions? They're not that much. That's used in crafting.
That was definitely anything but ordinary.
Let's stand right underneath. Oh!
Let's get this vine back to the yard.
Okay then. All right. It comes and goes, doesn't it? Bless it. It comes and goes. We're not going to take that back to the yard, though. What we're going to do is we're going to move on to our next port of call, which is back in Lost Wing, which, as we know, is now flooded and overrun with Akashic. We might have defeated all the Akashic there. There could be more, though. I have a feeling there will always be Akashic here every time we go to visit, and it'll always be a slight nightmare to deal with. Yeah, okay, and what exactly are we doing here? We're not even really need to be here. We need to be past the town. This just happened to be the closest place to go. Which one is this for? Number 3? Slay a Mightling for its eye. That's what we're doing. So first off, we've got to figure out what the heck a Mightling is. And then we've got to... we don't even need to slay it, do we? If we find it asleep, can we pluck the eye out real quick and then run? Is it necessary to enter pitched combat with the beast? It might not be. It might not. It might be the case that we can just pluck the eye and then leave. We'll not know until we try, and something tells me the game will not allow us to try. Something tells me the game is going to force us into a situation where this is what we have to do. Welcome to Clareview, everyone. Hope you got a clear view of the place. Oh, it's so funny, though. It's so funny, though. Oh, goblins? What, are there normally goblins in these woods? I don't remember seeing goblins here before. I might just not be remembering properly. But they're certainly just in my way, and I'm not pleased for their presence. Excuse me, that's uncalled for aggression. I didn't even want to fight you, alright? You got yourself involved in this. Everything that's happening now is a direct result of your actions against me. I'm a totally innocent bystander in this situation. Are you a Mightling? Oh, there's a lot of them as well.
He mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls.
He could have mentioned that. He didn't, but he could have. Also, this guy is just tanking this attack. I'm deeply impressed. They're not really all that bothered by fire, which is definitely something, isn't it? They're not really they don't seem to be super bothered by big thunderous attacks either. Torgal's been like dealing with that one over there for the longest time. And I'm proud of my boy, but it's taken him a while. Let's give him a hand. Or one big fist, really. That was pretty easy to take care of. Righto. Spider eye. Nice and simple. Got some more sharp fangs. Love those.
Hopefully one will be enough.
We just defeated like 6 of those things. We should have 12 eyes. Why do we not have 12 of them? I don't track. Next up, we're heading to Dravozd to, I guess, locate the craftsman. This is going to be a quest to unlock some better gear, hopefully. Maybe just like a better accessory. That would be nice. Hey, group.
Kicked out already?
No. This charmer ain't letting anyone through.
Why are the gates closed?
Chief's orders. No one's allowed in without his say-so.
Well, we're old friends, kind of.
Anyway. You look like trouble.
That is just rude.
Home.
That's what I'm trying to do, you little prick. Ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No. It isn't. Blackthorn.
Is this... what?
Long time no see, eh?
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, it was meant to be a surprise, but since you asked so nicely... I'm here to see Zoltan, you fucking numbskull. Now let us through.
All right. Just don't go starting anything with the chief.
Yeah, I promise I won't throw the first punch. That good enough for you?
Go on then.
Thanks,
Much
Vit.
obliged.
Is this that village we ran up to a few episodes ago that we couldn't get into because the gates were closed? We've unlocked a new town with a ton of new potential, little treasures hidden around every corner, and more side quests for us to engage with. It's exciting!
So this is Dravozd. Not much going on, is there?
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over the sound of hammer on anvil. Clive, you're good with people. You speak to Zoltan.
Hey, you ain't backing out now, are you?
There's a river of bad blood between me and the chief. But if someone can build me a bridge, then I'll cross it.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate it. It'll be near the forge on the hill. It was our master's. He'd have inherited it when I left.
The forge on the hill.
Good luck. You'll be needing it.
Of course, it does look dreary post-cutscene, because the sky is overcast and miserable, and that's fair. Mama, why hasn't Papa come back? What was that conversation? This is a dire location indeed.
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter, let alone iron.
Pardon the intrusion. I'm looking for the chief.
That'd be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. Well done, Snotty. You're not welcome here. Get out. Before things turn nasty.
Is that a threat?
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
I said
He's
Blackthorn's
traveled a
here.
long way to see you.
Yes, has he?
He's waiting. Down by the gates.
Then I suggest you take him with you when you leave.
Didn't you apprentice together?
So what if we did?
Fuck! We're getting nowhere. These bearers' flames are next to bloody useless.
We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and piss off. Oh, and if you're struggling to find your way out, ask Blackthorn. That prick knows exactly where the exit is. He's not wanted here. And neither are you.
All right. I'm going.
I don't think we should relent so easily.
Please, Chief.
But we are. That's it. We're just gonna go. Do you reckon if we should go give this information to Blackthorn, he's gonna very stubbornly march up this hill and talk to him himself?
Let me guess. Zoltan told you to piss off.
That is nearly exactly what he said.
Yes.
Well, at least he didn't beat about the bush.
There'll be no talking him round. Not after what I did.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, we need to know. What turned the village against you?
I left. Dravozd. Zoltan. The burden of leadership our dying master dropped in our laps. All of it.
I see.
There are two kinds of smiths in this world, you see. My kind, who are in it for the love of the craft, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick and cheap. The kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats. And bit by bit, people started taking sides. You would have torn Dravos in half had it gone on. So, I left.
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would have been. His way of doing things kept food on people's tables. Dravos prospered without me and my lofty ideals getting in the road. Until the crystals run out at any rate. Without magic to fire the furnaces, this place is as good as dead.
It depends on how you look at it, though. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the Deadlands.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, yeah. He saw all of this coming, knew crystals were the problem, not the solution, and spent years coming up with ways of doing without.
You know what I mean, though, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. What I'm trying to say is that it's not your fault. You couldn't have predicted this.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to be the greatest smith alive just because I happen to be the last. Clive. Dravos won't last long without its furnaces. So, do you think it's time we shared Sid's bellows with the world? The way I see it, it's your decision to make.
Well, the world's gonna have to learn to get by without.
Sid made those things for us. They give us an edge over the rest. And you'd be throwing it away.
I mean, we could be patenting it and selling it is what we could be doing.
All right. Do it. This place was your home. I won't abandon it to its fate. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. It was only ever a matter of time before we shared them. Let this be another step on the road to freeing Valisthea from the prison of the Crystal's blessing. Dravos will show the world that it's possible. Wouldn't you agree, August?
When you put it that way, of course. It's like hearing Sid speak from beyond the grave.
Thank you, Clive.
Shall I go and fetch the plans, then?
I know I'm off by heart. I'll be needing some help, though. Building a furnace isn't exactly a one-man job. Do us a favour and round up anyone strong enough to lug a brick or two, would you, August?
All right, then.
And I've got a job for you too, Clive. Finding me some salamander skin. I need leather for the bellows and nothing else will withstand the heat. Luckily for us, salamanders feed out in the fields of Carava.
Time for a spot of hunting, then.
I mean, I've seen salamanders in my time. They're not large creatures, so how many salamanders are you going to need to build some bellows? I feel like I'm going to be at this for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I never did tell my Nashville story, did I? I think I promised to do that at the end of the last, or maybe the time before last. I promised to tell my Nashville story. My Nashville story's not that interesting. I went to now that we're this far into this video, like 2 videos ago, here we go. Alright, Nashville story. I went to Nashville with my brother and our mutual friend to visit our other mutual friend who was there working for the weekend. I was there working for the week, and we just visited for the weekend. I forgot to bring my CPAP machine, which is a device that helps me breathe at night because I'm overweight and I can't breathe properly otherwise. I forgot it, so for 3 nights in a row, I just didn't sleep, and I got progressively more and more miserable and unhealthy.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
And then it ultimately ended in me feeling like, I mean, I'm sure I wasn't actually close to death, but I think probably the worst I've felt in my life. Oh, wait, I remember now. Yeah, no, these salamanders. We talked about this, because that one guy, that one developer had a really, really bad experience with salamanders as a kid, and decided to bake it into the game. I remember now, how could I forget? But yeah, I just, we were walking along at night. It was getting late. I was getting progressively more and more, like, grumpy and sore. I hadn't slept in several days, and I realized I gotta go back to the hotel room. Because even if I'm not gonna sleep, at least I'm gonna be able to sit and recover, and hopefully not. It was just miserable. It was a miserable trip. All because I just wasn't sleeping at night. And it didn't help that I could fall asleep, but I would start snoring, and my brother would wake me up, because then he couldn't sleep, and I'm like, you gotta let me have one night. Alright? I understand that I'm keeping you up, but I've been kept up every night. I need you to shut up and just let me sleep. I got, like, more and more mad at him. You know, I was in just like, because, you know, when you're sleepy, you're not making the most rational decisions. You're not thinking clearly. So at one point in the middle of the night, I was like, if I threw him off the balcony, I don't know if anyone would know about it. That's the Nashville story. That's all there is to it. If you were expecting some sort of like epic tale of an adventure gone awry, it's all I did. I forgot a CPAP machine. I couldn't sleep well. I got very grumpy and felt like I was gonna like pass out in the middle of a road. Oh, that was a rough night too. We had 2 rough nights in a row, just wandering these streets, a bunch of drunk lunatics all around us.
I dare say that will be enough for a decent set of bellows.
What's this all about then?
Dunno. Any trouble finding the skin?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
There should be plenty. Right then, time to put these louds to work. If everyone pulls their weight, we'll be finished in no time.
What is... Oh, it's 2 pitchforks on top of each other. The pitchforks behind him looked very sus. One of them looked just insane.
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. And without a single crystal in sight.
You know what this means, don't you?
I do, yeah. Dravost is saved.
Sorry about earlier. I take back everything I said. That thing you built us is an honest-to-God's marvel. You saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking. He oversaw the construction.
Give this to him, would you?
I mean, you could go give him
What
to
is
him
it?
yourself.
Pit coal cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer, which will do wonders for your steel. Our secret for yours. Only fair. I've always envied Blackthorn. Since the day I became chief, I spent every spare moment trying to match up to the bastard. No amount of sleepless nights at the anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. He's a genius. Plain and simple. The man Dravost needed. But he took all his talent and left. Gifted and free. Is it any wonder I hate his guts?
The cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first. And that's not gonna happen.
Well, you know what they say. Oriflamme weren't built in a day and all that. These things take time. Especially when they involve 2 geezers who hold grudges tighter than their hammers. But what matters is, Blackthorn's got that twinkle back in his eye. And I'd call that a job well done.
So would I.
I reckon he's going to be at it a while yet, though, so why don't you head off without us? I'll see that the old git gets home safe and sound.
See that you both do. I'll save the cinders till then.
All right. It'll be a nice little surprise for him.
Cool. So I think that's everything we needed to do. We can now check back in with everybody at the hideaway, clear out a new swath of side quests, and be ready to go with the main story, but with a fresh lot of supplies. Where do we want to start? I guess we'll start up here, because this is bound to be the sad one, because we're literally bringing liquid death to a man right now. There's no shot this ends with some sort of miraculous healing and he gets back up. It's like, no, we're easing his passing. We know where this is going. We want to get this out of the way first.
Thank goodness you're back. Taya looks like she's about to collapse.
Is this what you needed?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Clive. I'm loath to give a patient Alicia, but Taya's right. Sometimes It's all we can do. A single dose dulls even the most agonizing pain, and all other sensation with it. It may be a gentle way to die, but it is death nonetheless. I wish there was another way.
How are you feeling?
Light, mid-here. Drifting on waves.
Good. Just relax. Let the waves carry you to a better place.
Thank you, Daya. I'm so proud of you.
He's gone. Thank you, Rodrigue. And you, Clive?
I'll see that he's properly laid to rest.
The man you helped today was my mentor, back in the Southern Isles, on the front lines of some meaningless war. I was still a child when they shipped me to their triage tents, to treat the wounded with my gift. But in such blighted lands, I was next to useless. Until he taught me the true physicker's art, that is.
An art we would be lost without.
Tears of mercy were his gift to the bearers of the world. A respite from the agony of the curse's end.
And a kindness Sid would have approved of.
You know as well as I what life is like for a bearer soldier. Marched from one battle to the next, never knowing which might be your last. A commander may care nothing for the bearer spent in his service, but my mentor's gift gave the dying one fleeting moment of tranquility before the end. I've no tears left, Clive. I've seen too many of my friends taken. Something needs to change. And we need to be the ones to change it.
And we will. I promise.
I hope so.
Will destroying all the crystals put an end to the curse, I wonder? Like, will everyone lose their abilities, maybe? And then, therefore, no more curse? We need to get some sharp fangs. So I told you that one would be heavy. I told you that one would be sad. Aren't you glad we got it out of the way? Now we're not ending on that note. Now we're going to go talk to some fella down here about some plant situation. And then we're going to drop off and get ourselves some new blacksmith gear to continue the main quest with. How good is that? See, I know what I'm doing. I know how to structure things. And then we're back out of here, continuing the main plot, doing whatever we were supposed to be doing. Oh, we're taking that thing to mid. That random object that we found inside of the musical machine. I'm going to run that by her. That's still an odd one, isn't it? I don't know what to make of that.
My dear daughter, I shoved this inside of the music box and hoped that someday you'd find it by locating the note inside of your childhood toy. It's a series of strange events, but it's me, Clive. No Sid, I do things like that. Not to be confused with Clive, who's the new Sid.
Can't help but notice that your satchel is twitching in a most violent manner.
Guess why? Just guess what I've got in there, buddy.
Here. It's your problem now.
What an amazing specimen. The flesh positively throbs with vitality. If I can successfully graft this to the Morganbeards... When I successfully graft this to the Morganbeards, I suspect the results will be immediate. I shall begin at once.
Some arbitrary amount of time later. How do these keep us fed?
It is just as I hoped. Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they bloom with heretofore unseen vigor. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other specimens as well.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
You've not only helped us, Sid. You've saved us. Do you recall the extract with which I provided you before? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated Morganbeards. And would you believe? Its potency has nearly doubled. You must accept this vial as thanks for your assistance. The rest, I shall give to Taya.
Well, how about that? See, it's worth doing these quests with this little fella. It's definitely worth doing these. Please, sir, can I have some mobile? Invigorated Morganbeard extract. Necessary for further increasing consumable potency. Absolutely worth doing these quests for this fella. I don't know where we'd be if we hadn't done any of the previous ones either. Are you kidding me? We're about to get a little notice here. You have obtained a phial of invigorated Morganbeard extract, further increasing the potency of most consumables. Both potions and high potions now restore even more HP, while strength, stone skin, and Lionheart tonics last even longer. Lovely. I think I'm starting to figure out what the plus means. If it's an exclamation mark, that's just a side quest. But if it's a plus side quest, that means you're getting like a progression sort of thing. Like you're getting these super upgraded weapons, or you're getting an upgrade to your satchel, or you're getting an upgrade to your potions. I'm assuming that's what the plus means. It's letting you know that, hey, even if you don't want to do side quests, this one's worth doing because it's going to give you a real edge.
Gentlemen, I see you both made it home in one piece.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to outstay our welcome. The whole village turned out for a go on the bellows after you left. Everyone except Zoltan has. Didn't see hide nor hair of him.
Oh, but that reminds me. I have something for you.
Pick old Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have it?
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think he wants to forgive you.
Huh. Imagine that. Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, you and the curse breakers are trusting me with your lives. There's no greater honor for a smith than that. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his cinder. And if that helps save even a single life, then he'll have my gratitude. What was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? And he spent sleepless night trying to copy me, did he? Sounds like I better get to work. I've got a reputation to uphold.
It's good to see you back on form, Blackthorn.
I don't know how you pair put up with me sometimes, but I'm grateful all the same. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, about to put Zoltan back in his place.
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are. Stubborn bastards.
A little healthy competition should be good for him.
You're not wrong. Still, it's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let bygones be bygones. No use grumbling about it now, though. Blackthorn's happy. Or as near to happy as he gets. And that's good enough for me.
Blacksmith Blues 3. Do we reckon that's the end of the trilogy? Or do we reckon this continues? A design draft necessary for crafting the belt Ouroboros. It's a crossover with Xenoblade. How about that? I guarantee you we will not have what we need for it, though. That's the only issue. We're going to have to go kill some monsters off the notice board out there in order to get whatever this is.
Saying Fornian, do you?
Let's see. Rune belt, diamond armlets. Where is it? Where is it? Where? It's going to be like down here because we can't craft it. Is it just that item too? Okay, no. It's not. So I didn't realize there was this one here that we could build. This is the Belt of Ouroboros, which is, that's a pretty decent upgrade from what we've currently got, but it requires a stone tongue, a comet feather, and an orichalcum. And then also we now have the Sons of Ouroboros, which is some vambraces that I think we got in a previous quest, possibly. Or maybe it was also part of this. I don't know. I think we just got the belt, though. That also is a very substantial upgrade. Needs more orichalcum, some stained loincloth. Okay, and some marble flour, which we do already have. So that's probably going to require that we go fight some beasties and get the items necessary for that, which I could do kind of between videos. But I think that does it for us today. Tune in next time where we will actually continue the story. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Goodbye.